So the YA craze has pretty much just died down by now, especially when you see how bad the Divergent movies have gotten, that they're considering releasing the fourth as a TV movie. Oh damn. But what sucks is that I never really minded the Maze Runner series. I think Dylan O'Brien is pretty dreamy. I think the first had great sound design, and I like that the director didn't decide to split the last movie into 45 parts like every other franchise is doing. However, I do think that while the finale has great effects, in my opinion, it's just a solid rental. Let me explain. So this movie was supposed to come out like 2 years ago, but then they almost killed the main character doing a stunt on set. So of course, we start off the movie by playing that sequence where he almost died with a concussion. According to Dylan, they actually used the clip from his injury in the movie, so they pretty much are taking a page from Ben-Hur. Pretty much this scene is like the opening to Toy Story 3 on the train. They're trying to save Dong from Kimmy Schmidt since he was kidnapped in the last movie, but they end up grabbing the wrong caboose. Let me just add that these soldiers right here are worse than stormtroopers when it comes to shooting. Like, they had like 5 headshots right at the beginning and the movie would have been over. Anyways, Mito gets taken back to the set of the first movie since they're running these mental tests on him within this facility that's actually in a thriving city surrounded by walls to keep out uncivilized people. Ain't this Divergent? Tammy 1 and that pasty traitor are still trying to come up with a serum to help fix the virus that plagued the world due to solar flares. They're also trying to fix the problem they created when they experimented on kids, which they locked up in a death maze. Those surviving kids are now hanging out with Barry Pepper, Gus, a deformed Moonlight, and dun dun dun, the racist cop from Detroit. Now, Gally was in the first movie, which is crazy since the dude got pierced like a mofo and now he's alive, has been born again, found Jesus, is a good guy, and has a plan to sneak them into the city by doing the one thing no man ever wants to do: talk to an ex. Thomas meets up with the pasty, lying-thieving adulteress at heart and kind of convinces her to sneak them into the facility, which is kind of pointless considering that Newt and Gally were already inside. They Schindler List the kids out of their cells, rescue Mino, and then jump out of the window to escape from the 30th floor. But like, I could see the pennies from the pool. Meanwhile, Phantom of the Opera is starting a revolution, White Walkers that wall, and turns the city into Ferguson. Alita is reenacting Speed on that bus with all the kids, and then gets picked up by a crane and tossed outside the city. And Toothpaste over here figures out that Thomas has the blood of Jesus and can cleanse everyone not only from the virus, but of their sins. Dylan and Ferb are trying to escape amongst all the wreckage when Newt turns into a zombie and tries to eat Thomas. Of course, friends don't stab each other in the back, so Dylan stabs him in the front, and he dies. Should've just, blood brothered him since you have the cure in you. However, Thomas decides that he is going to give himself up and goes over to Tammy 1, but then Littlefinger comes out of nowhere and bang, 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 shoots Tammy 1 and kills her. He tries juicing out Dylan's blood, but then him and Teresa get away and bang, 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 he shoots Dylan, piercing him on the side, Jesus style, but then Littlefinger gets bang, 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 eaten by zombies, allowing them to escape to the roof, where an injured dude, who is pierced right on his side with a bullet, is able to Air Jordan himself onto a helicopter, while Teresa just stands there like a game of freeze tag and falls to her death with the building. Oy vey. We end up in the safe haven where everyone's living happily. Thomas reads a letter from Newt that tells him to call him by his name, and they all Fred Flintstone names onto a rock to remember the loved ones as we close out this franchise for good. Until we get those prequels adapted. Thank you guys for checking out this video. As always, let me know your thoughts down below. Any movies that you want me to cover, TV shows, even albums down below in the comments section. And remember to comment, like, and subscribe, because if you do, I will send you one of the 10 vials that I have of Dylan O'Brien's blood.